Hello and welcome to another episode of Monday Madness, the show where we take unorthodox strategies and we make them as successful as possible. This week we are taking a look at the Hoang rush. The Hoang rush is a loose term for a strategy involving a large number of militia followed by a fast and extremely aggressive fast castle push with siege, monks and knights. This strategy is all about speed and aggression, and you have to deal damage to your opponent before he has a proper way to defend and before his eco becomes overpowering. The Hoang rush can be very effective, but you have to make sure that you don't lose out on too many units, since this will also make you lose your momentum. In a classic Hoang fashion, we're only going for Celts today, so without further ado, let's see how many TCs we can eat today. First off, we're going to follow a returning fan favorite, Layla, in his attempt for the Hoang rush. Layla gets his militia out at a very fast speed, but sadly his opponent's base is really easy to defend, so by the time Layla's militia arrive, the base is already walled. However, Layla's militia definitely slows down and distracts Blue, and when Layla gets up to feudal age, they even manage to chase down and kill an archer. But now Layla is in a bit of trouble, since his base is not walled and Blue's archers are on his doorstep. Fortunately enough, Layla's castle time here is just excellent, and he makes short work of the archers with help of some knights. Layla has made a stable, a siege workshop and a monastery forward. He cancels villager production altogether and he starts applying a lot of pressure to Blue's base. And Blue, who's not yet in castle age, doesn't have any response at all to this. He's only making a few archers, but they get flattened by Layla's siege. When Blue gets pushed off his only wood line, he realizes that his situation is hopeless, so he resigns before Layla even has a chance to eat his TC. A very short but excellently demonstrated Hoang rush. In the second game, we're once again following Layla, but this time around his militia do get into his opponent's base and they almost kill a villager, as well as pushing Blue off of his berries. Unfortunately for Layla, Blue is playing as the Tatars, and with that sweet bonus of herdables carrying more food, Blue has no problem affording a handful of scouts. And these scouts wreak havoc on Layla's economy, killing at least 3 villagers, but even so this doesn't massively delay Layla's castle time. Once again, Layla is up very fast and immediately starts applying pressure with knights and rams. Blue, on the other hand, is slower to the castle age since he's invested into the scouts. They have been a good investment for sure, and they're still finding villager picks in Layla's base. However, the scouts get dealt with eventually. They may have killed a lot of villagers, but it's not enough to stop Layla's attack completely. Blue has now reached the castle age, but he doesn't have any defense to this extreme aggression from Layla. And when his TC gets eaten, he simply resigns. Once again showcasing an excellent execution of the Hoang rush. Thank you for your masterful contributions, Layla. In the next game, we welcome back PPC after his time in absence, and we enjoy his interpretation of the Hoang rush. PPC's militia are rather slow here, but they do manage to find a villager pick as well as the enemy scout. They also found out that the opponent, who's playing as the humans here, is going for the extremely greedy double feudal TC approach, which of course the Hoang rush should counter excellently. PPC goes up to the castle age and already deals with the enemy's second town center just as his opponent hits the castle age. Now Blue may have lost one of his town centers here, but at least it has bought him some time to get out some knights. Blue deals with the initial siege from PPC, and this slows down our hero in red significantly. Both players are now massing up a large force of knights, and Blue chooses to move out on PPC's base, thinking that he's chased away the initial threat to his own base already. But PPC has a lot of rams hidden in his siege workshop, and when Blue comes knocking on his door with the knights, he takes advantage of their absence and attacks. What follows next is essentially a base trade that PPC eventually wins because Blue can't hide his villagers anywhere. Eventually, PPC deals with the knights in his own base, while Blue has lost too much economy to recover. Thank you for your masterful contribution, PPC. In the last game, we're watching the mad lad himself, Brix. Brix is playing at 3v3 on Arena, and when I initially saw the settings for this game, I thought that Brix had maybe understood the challenge here. Obviously, he doesn't add militia because of the stone walls, but he does go up to castle age really quickly, and goes for the full-on siege aggression. Sadly, his opponent spots this, and puts down a castle in defense. But Brix simply ignores this, and attacks from the other side. Brix adds a monastery and another workshop and starts knocking on purple players' gates. Purple adds some siege in defense, but Brix micros and repairs to perfection and deals with the enemy siege and the workshop without losing a single unit. Brix's rams are doing work here, and they destroy buildings so quickly. They've already destroyed a gate, 2 workshop, a town center, and they're about to take out the 3rd workshop. Purple adds a castle to defend, but this doesn't stop the rams from eating yet another town center. Sadly and amazingly, this is the part where Brix loses his first unit. His pocket as the Teal Khmer is coming to help with some battle elephants, and together they easily take out the castle since it doesn't have murder holes nor units defending it. Purple desperately adds a 4th workshop, but this one goes down after just having produced a single mangonel that immediately gets trampled by an elephant. Purple is losing his first castle as well, and his last town center, and he has to run, not to get defeated. After being done with Purple, the horde of elephants in siege is moving on to the enemy pocket. The enemy pocket is playing as the Franks, and has by this time reached the Imperial Age, and is producing +4 Cavalier out of 5 stables. But Brix and his ally are simply destroying the stables before the Cavalier have a chance to get trained. The horde sweeps through Yellow's base like a swarm of hungry locusts, and Yellow is defeated before he can even spend his resources. The game is essentially over before the enemy team has a chance to realize what hit them. I never thought that you could pull off a Hoang rush on Arena, but Brix never ceases to amaze, nor to prove me wrong. Thank you very much for this beautiful contribution of yours, Brix. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Monday Madness. If you haven't already, feel free to give this video a like and consider subscribing not to miss out on future videos. In the description of this video, you will find the links to my social media where I will be posting when the next video is uploaded. Should you like to take part in the next video, feel free to join my Discord where I will be posting the next week's strategy. Bye for now and have a nice rest of your week.